Bonjour Year 8, welcome to Lesson 1 of the second spring half term. And as you can see, we are looking at manger et boire as the next topic for this half term, and that is to eat and to drink. So we'll be looking at food and drink items and giving opinions on them today. Bonjour Year 8. Okay, for today's lesson, this is the list of the equipment you will need. You're going to need your exercise book for French, a pen and a ruler and a coloured pen or highlighter for corrections, your sentence builder grid, which is a PDF on class charts, and your knowledge organiser, which also is a PDF on class charts. If you can print your sentence builder and your knowledge organiser, this would be really helpful. If not, don't worry. Pause to get all that ready now. Press play to continue. I just want to say thank you in advance for uploading all your work on class charts. Please make sure that you do this within 24 hours of the lesson. Please remember to upload evidence of all the work that you do, including Quizlet activities, and make sure you follow the time indicated on each slide for completion. If you do have any questions, please email me, and here's my email address. Merci. So as always, Year 8, copy the date, copier la date. Underline it neatly in your book. Then on the next line down, in the centre of the page, write down the title, Qu'est-ce que tu aimes manger et boire? What do you like to eat and drink? Underline that neatly as well with your ruler. And then write down the objective, l'objectif, to use opinions to say what you think of food and drink. Pause to do that now. Press play to go to the do now. Okay, a do now activity should take about 5 minutes. Separate the words in French and translate them to English. For example, if you say it out loud, you'll probably realise where the breaks are. Je suis allé en ville is je, I, suis, and that's the verb être. Aller, past participle, en, in, ville, town. So I went into town is the translation. So don't write out the jumbled word, separate it into French that makes sense and then translate to English. Okay, here are your 4 sentences. Pause to do that now. Press play to get the answers. Okay, let's check your answers. 1. J'ai acheté cette robe rouge. I bought this red dress. 2. Je vais porter ce jean cool. I'm going to wear this cool pair of jeans. And remember, in French, they say ce jean, it's singular, whereas we say a cool pair of jeans. It's kind of plural in English. 3. Cette jupe est plus chère que ce pull. This skirt is more expensive than this jumper. And that is your comparative sentence. You're comparing a skirt to a jumper. 4. Ce maillot de foot est le plus joli. This top, football top, is the prettiest. And that is an example of your superlative, saying the most or the least. Pause to check that now. Tick it if it's correct. Put a little cross and correct in a different colour anything you didn't quite get right so I can see it on class charts. Pause now to do that. Press play to go on. Merci. Year 8. You can see from the knowledge organiser with the vocabulary on it for this half term that we're looking at eating and drinking, manger et boire, for this half term. You can see that we're looking at food and drink. So many of the columns have got food and drink items in, number 1 and 2 and 4 and 5 and 7. You can see the different meals. So la nourriture is food in general for section 1, saying what we like. Section 2 is breakfast. Section 4, lunch. Section 5 is at the restaurant. And section 7 is preparing for a party. You can also see that there's a restaurant section where you go and you order food from a restaurant and you speak to the waiter about what you would like. And you can see In section 6, you have shopping. So you go and you buy quantities of different food. And number 7 is preparing for a party, saying what you must buy, what we need to buy. I'd like you to look at box 1 now. I'd like you to find how you say I prefer. So I'd like you to write in your book the French and the English for I prefer. Pause to do that now. Box 1, I prefer. Okay, well done if you wrote down je préfère, I prefer. Good job. Now, in box 2, over here, I would like you to find the words, the verb, I drink. So in box 2 here, pause to find the verb I drink and write it in French and English. Pause now. Okay, well done if you said je bois. Here, I drink. Good job. Now I want you to find in section 4 over here the verbs in French for I have. Pause to write them down now. Well done for writing down je mange and je prends. For I have. Good. Now I'd like you to look at box number 5 here at the restaurant. And I'd like you to find the French and write it down in your book for I would like. Pause to do that now. Well done for writing down je voudrais, I would like. Good. And one final one. I want to look at section 7 now. I want you to find the phrase we need to buy. And write it down in French and English. Pause to do that now. Well done for writing down il faut acheter, we need to buy. Great job, year 8. Okay, so on this slide we have got your grammar for the half term. So see, we're focusing on 2 tenses, the conditional tense in box number 1 and different forms of the present tense in the 3 boxes along here. Okay. In box 2 here, I want you to write down the 2 irregular infinitives, the 2 irregular verbs in their infinitive form ending in RE. Pause to find those now. Okay, how do we say to drink? Well done if you said boire. How do you say to take? Well done for saying prendre. Excellent. Now I want you to look at box number 6, which is just below. I want you to write down in your book the 2 different ways of saying you and what's the difference. So write down the 2 different ways of saying you and the difference between them. Pause to do that now. Okay, well done if you said tu was the informal way when talking to a friend, and vous is the formal or polite way of addressing someone, but vous can also be plural as well. So vous can be polite and plural. Well done, year 8. Okay, year 8. Now we have some very important speaking practice. I know you're at home and this is the skill that you use the least because you use it so much in the classroom and we haven't been able to practice it out loud and together so I can hear you. But we really need to practice now. So for the pronunciation practice, I need you to speak loud at your computer in French, just for a few minutes. Don't worry, just explain to the people in the room, if necessary, that this is really important. Okay, so you must now listen and repeat after me when we're doing the repetition. Okay, let's have a look at the sentence builder first of all. So we've got a question as always at the top. Qu'est-ce que tu aimes manger et boire? And that means, what do you like to eat and drink? Okay, so we answer that with an opinion verb, and we've got a series of opinion verbs here, most of which you've seen. If you've not seen them all before, you have seen most and used them before. These are opinion verbs. And then in this column here, we've got food and drink items. Okay. So here we've got all the verbs in the I form. I'm going to say I like, I dislike, I hate, etc. We've got food and drink in 4 sections. Can you tell me why these words in the top box all start with the word le? What does that tell you? Well done if you said that they're singular and masculine. They are singular and masculine nouns, so they start with le. What does the la tell you here? Really well done if you said they're feminine and singular. They are la salade verte, la viande. We've also got this one here, l'apostrophe, l'eau. Why are we using L and apostrophe here? Well done if you said because you can't have a vowel at the end of one word and at the start of the next, and that you chop off the vowel at the end of the word and use an apostrophe there. Okay, so we've got l'eau here. What is the difference between these 2 sections as well? Because they both start with lay, so what could the difference be there? Well done if you said that they're both plural because they're lay, but the top ones are different to the bottom ones. Now, are these masculine or feminine? Well done. These are masculine. Okay. Generally, they all end with a consonant when they're masculine, and generally they end in an E in the singular form. They're feminine. That's in general. Let's now pronounce the different phrases in answer to the question, Qu'est-ce que tu aimes manger et boire? Let's go with the question first. Repeat it after me. Qu'est-ce que tu aimes manger et boire? And again, qu'est-ce que tu aimes manger et boire? Okay, let's put some sentences together. J'adore le café. Good. J'aime beaucoup le chocolat. J'aime le fromage. Make sure you're repeating after me. J'aime un peu le jus de fruits. Okay, repeat after me. Je n'aime pas le lait. And again, je déteste le miel. Je préfère le pain. J'adore le poisson. J'aime beaucoup le poulet rôti. J'aime le riz. Okay, and notice you don't pronounce the Z, you pronounce the I sound here. J'aime un peu la salade verte. Good. Je n'aime pas la viande. Good. Je déteste l'eau. And notice how it's just like an O sound, like the letter O. Je préfère les chocolats. J'adore les fruits. Make sure you're still saying this after me. J'aime beaucoup les hamburgers. J'aime les légumes. J'aime un peu les œufs. Let's do that one again. J'aime un peu les œufs. Notice we don't pronounce the F or S, it's E. Je n'aime pas les pommes. Je déteste les pommes de terre. Okay, you'll notice these look similar. This is apples and this is potatoes. This means the apples of the earth. These are the apples that grow on the tree, and these are the ones that grow in the soil, and that's why they're called les pommes de terre. Really good job, Year 8. Let's move on to the next activity. And now I want to do the faulty echo activity. I'm going to read a sentence correctly first, and then I'll read it again with a mistake in my pronunciation. I just want you to write down the one word I pronounce incorrectly in your book in French. Okay, let's go with the first one. 1. J'adore l'eau. 1. J'adore le. 2. J'aime le lait. 2. J'aime le lait. 3. Je n'aime pas le riz. 3. Je n'aime pas le riz. 4. Je préfère les œufs. 4. Je préfère les œufs. 5. Je n'aime pas les chocolats. 5. Je n'aime pas les chocolats. Pause and rewind if you need to. Press play to check your answers. Okay, let's check your answers now, Year 8. 1 was l'eau. It's not le, okay, it's O, like the letter O, capital letter O. 2. Le lait. Don't pronounce the T on the end. Le lait. In French, we don't pronounce the T's on the end unless they've got an E after them. 3. Le riz. Don't pronounce the Z at the end, just the E sound of the I. Le riz. 4. Les œufs. We don't pronounce either the F or the S, so it's an E sound. And you'll see that there's the O and E conjoined with the U after it, like we have in sir as well. And think of that sound Well, that's the complete sound that we use for the word eggs, les œufs. Okay, good. And then 5, les chocolats. And a CH in French is a sh sound. Okay, it's not a ch sound. I think I said les chocolats, but it's a les chocolats. CH is a sh sound. Well done. Mark those or correct them in coloured pen in your book. Give them a tick if they're right. Super. And now we're going to do the intruder activity. This is where I say a random word from the sentence builder in English, which is the bit in brackets, and you have to say the French that's in front of that. Okay, just to complete the phrase. Okay. 1. I love. Good for saying j'adore le café. J'aime beaucoup green salad. I like. Good. J'aime le poisson. J'aime un peu meat. Good. I don't like. Good. Je n'aime pas. And honey? Je déteste chocolates. Good if you said les chocolats. I prefer. Good. Je préfère le jus de fruits. Let's do some more. J'adore rice. Good. J'adore le riz. I like a lot. J'aime beaucoup les œufs. Good. J'aime un peu potatoes. Good. Les pommes de terre. Je préfère hamburgers. Good. Les hamburgers, remembering not to pronounce the H. Okay. Je déteste eggs. Well done if you got les œufs. Good job, Year 8. Let's move on to the next activity. Now I'd like you to spend 15 minutes completing the following activities on Quizlet. The Learn activity, please. That's really important that you follow the income class charts and complete the activity Learn. There are 20 expressions there, and I'd really like you to take a screenshot of your score when you've completed this so that I can see just how well you've done. Merci. And now we're going to do dictation, dictée, and this is where I say the French and you write the French that you hear. Okay. 1. J'adore le fromage. 1. J'adore le fromage. Pause. 2. J'aime le pain. 2. J'aime le pain. Pause. 3. Je déteste les chocolats. 3. Je déteste les chocolats. Pause. 4. Je préfère les pommes. 4. Je préfère les pommes. 5. J'aime un peu le poisson. 5. J'aime un peu le poisson. Pause and rewind if you need to, and press play to go and get the answers. Let's check your answers. 1. J'adore le fromage. 2. J'aime le pain. 3. Je déteste les chocolats. 4. Je préfère les pommes. 5. J'aime un peu le poisson. Pause if you need to check you've got this correct. Make sure you've got accent on je déteste and 2 accents on je préfère. Well done, year 8. Okay, I would like you to translate for me now. I'm going to read the English and you write down the French. 1. I like coffee a lot. I like coffee a lot. 2. I like chicken a bit. I like chicken a bit. 3. I don't like rice. 3. I don't like rice. 4. I prefer potatoes. 4. I prefer potatoes. 5. I love water. 5. I love water. 6. I hate fruit juice. 6. I hate fruit juice. Pause and rewind if you need to, and press play to get your answers. Okay, let's check those answers now. So I said I like coffee a lot, which is j'aime beaucoup le café. Make sure you've got your accent on the E of café. 2. I like roast chicken a bit. J'aime un peu le poulet rôti. 3. I don't like rice. Je n'aime pas le riz. 4. I prefer potatoes. Je préfère les pommes de terre. Okay, make sure you've got your accents on préfère. 5. I love water. J'adore l'eau. And 6. I hate fruit juice. Je déteste le jus de fruits. Make sure you've got your accent on déteste as well. And then also on the rôti of number 2, poulet rôti. Make sure on the O you've got the accent. Pause to check that now. Press play to move on. Fantastic work today, Year 8. Really great job for your first lesson back. I hope you enjoyed it and I look forward to seeing you next time to talk more about food and drink and what we think of it. Don't forget to upload pictures of your work onto class charts to get well-deserved achievement points. Merci beaucoup, au revoir.